Everybody can introduce yourself. Andy.
Hey, I'm Andy. How are you?
My name is Sinead. I'm with No Dad.
Hello.
It's
Hi,
Katie.
Katie.
Hey Jamie, how you doing?
I'm great.
Well, this is actually one of the things that I'm showing people tonight is how to use Hangouts. Because, you know, it's a great free video presence facility. Now, I don't know if anybody actually saw our or listened to our little radio show today, but what Andy and I were talking about was the marketing side of online marketing. Because, you know, the thing is, that's why they call it online marketing.
Yeah.
But most people, they'll get the online side right and they'll get the marketing side wrong, and as a result, they're going to get very little or no conversions to money. Because the reason to have a website is to make money. So you've got to use basic principles of online, or rather traditional marketing incorporated with your online marketing. So we were talking today about doing a USP, your unique sales proposition.
Mm-hmm.
And when you go to your website, that's the thing that you need to hook the fish. Okay, so one of the things you can do if you want to find out more about creating a USP is you can go to the replay of Working the Web to Win. We're going to have it up there tomorrow.
Okay.
And then that'll be part of our little learning module. But we can talk about that a little bit tonight because, like I said, most of the people, you'll have a great website. It's interesting. You've got videos, but how do you actually ask for the sale? All right. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about. One of the other things we're going to talk about, and this is the reason too that I brought everybody together here tonight, was to kind of do a review of some of the things we've been doing, kind of get some feedback from everybody to see how you feel about how the assignments are progressing and how those are being handled, and any way we can streamline the process or make it a little bit easier. I think right now it's just a matter of people getting used to new habits. There's a lot of people that are on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Twitter, they hardly ever feed it.
Yeah.
So that's, in fact, right now, since they changed the look of Facebook where it's got the timeline, if you don't feed it, you get all these holes. It's like Swiss cheese. So you really need to feed it every day.
Really?
Yep. Because when you feed it every day, then it's complete and it's not holy.
It's not like Swiss cheese.
Right.
It's more like
It's
cheddar.
bad. And people, because the way they present it now, that's important, because if somebody looks on there and they won't see anything, because it'll drop down by the dates, and all of a sudden you've got nothing to really read.
3 months, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Now, the beauty of what we're doing, though, is we actually, because we're passing things back and forth, we make it easy, because if you go down to the bottom of the post, or you go down to the bottom of whatever the tweet was, whatever, you can retweet it, you can repost it, you can plus it, you can Facebook it, you can send it off to LinkedIn, and when you do that, you're done for the day.
No, I didn't see a LinkedIn on there. Did I miss that?
A LinkedIn on what?
On the bottom of the blogger post.
The thing is, on Blogger, they don't have it there, but you can still feed it to Blogger.
Okay.
All you have to do is go take your little link.
URL.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't do that. Some of them have different things. Sometimes you have certain types of facilities that don't have the plus one, but most of them do.
Right.
'Cause today I read another article, and it's got to be Facebook putting this out, saying that Google Plus is a ghost town and it's not dead, not yet.
I think Google Plus, they're crazy to think that it's not going to.
Well, you're comparing it to Facebook, which has been around for a number of years and has 900 million users, but, Google Plus already has well over 100 million.
Really?
And now that they folded Google Local into it, literally anybody that has a Gmail account now has access to Google Plus. So that's like 400 million people.
It's
So yeah, it's not
totally
as big as
different
Facebook, but look at it in the same time frame. All right, and to be honest with you, I'd much rather have Google Plus happy with me than Facebook. Because by using Google Plus, a lot of times that puts you right on the front of Google. Hi, Carol, come on in. Join the party. Carol, that's John Taylor, and this is Katie Akers, and this is
Katie.
yeah, you know Katie, and there's Andy,
Nice to meet
Andy,
you.
nice to meet you.
How you doing?
and that's Sanush, is one of John's minions.
All right.
That's part of the
So
process.
is he doing all the
Yes, he
tasks
is.
for
He's
him?
doing all of it.
Good,
All of
good.
it.
And loving
Good trying.
every minute, right? He's actually getting better at it. It's just, like I said, it's a matter of just building the right habits. And what I was telling him was that literally, because he's having trouble with the blogging end of it, but you've got all those great newsletters.
Yes.
I said, just comb through those for some information, and then you just retool them a little bit, and then send them to us, and we'll tweak them up for you and send them back to you, and you're good to go. Because
Blogs don't have to be long.
no, they don't.
I mean, Twitter is a blog.
Yeah, well, Twitter's a microblog. So when you're
Microblog.
doing Blogger, you've got to present a certain amount of information. If it's at least not 4 or 5 paragraphs, you're not going to get the job done. It's not a
Okay.
tweet. It is not a tweet. You know.
So
but
you do need at least 4 to 5 paragraphs.
Yeah, you want to present some information because the whole point with Twitter is kind of like a quick fix. It's like, look at this. More along the lines of you'll tweet your blog to
Yeah.
get people to come over and read it.
Right.
But if there's no meat and potatoes there, if there's no content, there's no reason for them to ever come back.
Right.
You know, and when you're doing blogging, there's like 3 magic beans with blogging. Okay, number 1, and this is the biggest one: solve a problem. If you'll notice when we did the last episode when we talked about blogging, and we put like 4 or 5 articles, it really shows you the ABCs of how to blog. Did you pick that up? That was in the Dropbox. It's still in the Dropbox.
It's still in the Dropbox.
Yeah, it's still in the Dropbox.
Yeah.
And we put
You're
together.
gonna keep it there, right?
Oh yeah, that stuff stays in there.
Is
It just
it
gets
a
bigger every
video?
time. It's actually not. No, these were actually documents.
Okay, I saw the doc, the Word doc, or not Word, but whatever
It was either
documents they
PDF
were.
or Word, one of the other. Heck, I
Okay.
put it in there. I don't know what format you
Yeah,
used.
yeah.
But that's what those were all about. And what they did was they showed you all the little ins and outs of how to structure blogs. So it made it easy for you. But like I said, solve a problem, timely information, and the third one is what I call eye candy, which is either something that just kind of jumps out at you, something funny, make them laugh. And the other thing too, and this is where a lot of people really don't do this, is you can also incorporate a video into your blog. In fact, every time you get a blog from me, doesn't have a video or 2 in there.
Yes.
I do that for a reason. All right, because what we're doing is we're cross-pollinating the system, and also we're cross-promoting all of our pieces of the puzzle there. Where the blog promotes, the video promotes the blog. It all goes back and forth. And so when you do that, when you cross-pollinate, that makes it stronger. In fact, a lot of times that's how you get to jump onto page 1 of Google, because they like that. The gorilla likes that. Granted, we can do some really cool, professional videos, but you don't have to just do professional videos. You can do a video blog. You can use that, the little camera in your computer. You can use the camera in your cell phone just to do a little video post. If you want to get fancy, you can get yourself a little green screen to put behind you, because most every software on the market today, even the stuff that comes built into your computer, has a green screen program, so you can make it look more interesting than always looking at your shelves or something.
The back of the office, the back of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it today. Even the little simple things that you've got, these little simple tools are really powerful. This actually is the most handy tool for blogging, because even if you're not using it to shoot a video blog, when you see something, you can take a picture of it. You can take a little video of yourself saying, okay, let's remember to do this or do that. The whole point is when you trip over the idea for the blog, you gotta lock it in. And there's 2 ways of doing it: old style and modern.
Yeah.
Once you've established a habit, literally, it's very easy to write. And if you run out of material, then I just start doing a Google search. I pour through the news feeds all the time to find information. That's where you get most of your tweets from me every day.
I guess you could also look for the trending words.
There you go.
Look for trending words on
Twitter.
thank you. Twitter. And there's a lot of other sites that have trending words. I noticed even the Weather Channel has trending words.
Yeah,
whatever
we're
I
all
was.
over the place now.
Yeah.
We're all starting to do that.
What
Well, what that tells you is
Trending
what are
word.
the hot keywords. In other words, the things that are making the news.
oh, and this is today.
Yeah, and a lot of times if
Like
you
right this minute, usually it's what is going on, what's hot right this minute. Like on Twitter, they'll have the trend, what's being talked about right now. That's another reason that if you're doing an event, that you could use hashtags, and you want to give them key phrases to use at an event if you're doing a speaking engagement or something like that, so that you can, if you have enough people there, and giving them reasons to keep stating those certain phrases onto Twitter, then you can become a trending word.
But you can also tie into the trends, and then you know what a hashtag is?
Well, I've seen them, but
Yeah, you put the pound sign and a couple of words strung together, and what that is that again that will direct people to your tweet. That's the way to broadcast beyond your own little limited circle of influence. And particularly if it's a trending keyword, then you can research those. It's all online.
And like the hashtags, if you're at a particular event, you want to see what everybody's saying at that event, and you've also coached those people at that event to use hashtag BYN networking, and then you can have everybody going out there and looking for what's being talked about with them BYN networking
That's right.
that day. We could look for the trending
Yeah.
words in order to decide, give us inspiration for writing our
Absolutely,
blogs.
Absolutely. The point is that literally there are things happening around you all the time. You're tripping over ideas for blogs, but if you just fail to record them. We were talking today on the show about the first thing you want to do if you really want to succeed online, and it's the same thing with any business proposition. You have to identify and quantify your key targets. In other words, who are your ideal clients? And then once you figure out who your ideal clients are, then you have to create a lure, which is the USP, the offer that will make them want to cross over and either buy, or in the case of social networking, at least friend you, connect with you. Consume, right. That's the point. Andy is a brick and mortar traditional marketing maven. I mean, that's what he does. He used to have a company called Revolutionary Marketing. And the reason I brought him into our company is I realized that, without the marketing, the online doesn't matter. So, I'm trying to put everybody in the bus that we need to make sure that ultimately you guys succeed. And my job first is to get you to the point where the Google Gorilla likes you and starts to place you all over Google on the keywords that you want. But the problem is once I get you there, if you don't know what Andy has to offer, which is how to make somebody an offer they can't refuse kind of thing, then what's going to happen is you're going to have bragging rights, but you're not going to be able to convert, clicks to cash. Ultimately, to online marketing, you still have to have basic marketing principles. All right, and the reason we're talking about the unique selling proposition, or to put it simpler, an offer, the offer has to be strong. The offer has to be something like almost an irresistible lure. It doesn't always have to be monetary. Sometimes it could even be something where you can do ebooks. They're very popular. The trick is, what you want to do is, it's called a stickiness factor. So when somebody comes into your website, you don't want them doing this.
No.
And that's what happens to most people's websites, mostly because of the way they're organized. It's like flypaper, If you only got a piece that's, this big, how much you're going to cover. If you got something like that, you catch a lot more flies. So actually having an offer on the page and sometimes a little form for them to fill out ain't a bad idea. We use it very successfully ourselves. But the first thing you have to do before you can do that is you have to identify who's my perfect client or clients, and what is it that I could offer them other than giving away my service that would make them either buy or at least sign up. But the point is that having some reason for them to want to order something, register for something, doesn't have to be something that you're actually selling them. It can be an intangible, something that doesn't cost you anything. But what that does is now it starts to build up a database that you can mine.
That's the key right there.
Yeah.
Your list.
Forming your own audience to sell to.
And what you're doing with the videos and the blogs and the tweets and the Facebook posts is you're teaching them how to buy from you. And the reason that when you do it on social networking, you're not hitting them right between the eyes. It's not a used car sale. So what you're doing is you're proving to them that you're an authority. So you're getting their respect, you're proving your credibility, and then you're reeling them a little closer to the boat. Next week, one of the things we'll talk about when Hector gets back is link building. And I want to wait for him because he's got some strong opinions on that, so I didn't want to handle that on my own, because that's another important part of the SEO process. Google likes links. So we're going to talk about strategic links, we're going to talk about unilateral links, we're going to talk about backlinks. You're going to hear things, so we'll start teaching you things, and you'll talk to some experts from experts. Like we have one at our boot camp, oh, I thought that backlinks were not good. It's like, well, no, they are good. You just don't have just backlinks, you need a mix. Every kind of link is good if you do it in the right proportion. But you're going to get somebody, we're going to tell you something, they go, well, that's absolutely crazy because, I heard that or I read that. It's, that's
You're on the internet and read all kinds of stuff. Can't you?
Exactly. And even on the internet, even some of the experts, they contradict each other all the time. So ultimately, we just have to decide what's the thing that works best. And the bottom line here, and this is the one thing that you have to understand about our entire theory of online marketing, we hit them where they ain't. So we're not trying to do what everybody else is doing. Okay, that's why what we do is a lot of times it's either a little bit different or way the hell out in left field, but it works. Okay, we were the first people that really pioneered how to get on Google in 30 days or less. When everybody else is like 4, 5, 6 months, they still can't get close to page one because we're not just working the page, we're working everything else with it. That's why when Google Plus, as soon as they launched everybody, well, the word Google was in it, and we're like, and everybody's saying, that it's a what do you call it? Ghost town, And it's not a ghost town, but you're going to hear all this counterintuitive stuff.
Yeah.
That are people are trying to basically lead you astray. So what we're here to do is we're here to drive the herd in the same direction. Because if we don't all go in the same direction, then this stuff doesn't work. But what we're also trying to do is, number one, break it down into language that mere mortals can understand. 'Cause you'll never hear us talking about SERPs or any of the other buzzwords of the industry. You don't need any of that crap. Two, what we're trying to do is make this thing doable. That's the most important thing. You know, and that's why when we do our assignments, like we're doing right now, we give you one assignment. Now, the blogging is technically a second assignment, but that's a repetitive thing. You know, that's basically you tooting your horn about your business, you're telling people some interesting things about your industry, that kind of thing, okay? But the other thing is every week we do something different. Like we did the LinkedIn, we did the Merchant Circle, okay? Next week when Hector comes back, we're going to do backlinks. In fact, this week really all I want everybody to do are two things. And I always say one thing, but one of them's actually a do, and one of them's a tell. Okay, the do is basically a redo. If you haven't finished your assignments for the last couple of weeks, which is, you know, of course, doing your blog and doing your LinkedIn and your Merchant Circle connections and reviews, I want you to do that. And then the new thing, which is easy to do, is again, I want everybody to send out your idea of what your unique sales proposition is. In other words, if you were going to use an offer to make your site sticky, or you wanted to describe what the big benefit is to everybody that would possibly want to use your service, what I want you to do is just email that to everybody in your team and let everybody take a look at it and comment on it.